Hi, vanakkam. It's Kavipiriyak. Today I'm coming to you with a video in English. A couple of weeks ago, my dad and I were talking about the videos that I'm making here on YouTube and other social media platforms. And he was like, well, it's really great that you're taking all these texts that you're reading in English and translating them into Tamil and making it available to our Tamil community. And then he was asking, why don't you do the opposite also? Like, why don't you take our Tamil literature pieces and make them available to the English speaking audience? You could translate them, break them down in the way you do with your other videos. And that would also be a great way to share our culture or our Tamil literature pieces. And I was like, well, that's a great idea because, yes, we should do that. We should share all kinds of literature together. And the Tamil literature is so rich and there's like so many really, really good pieces out there. Some of us may not have been as lucky to grow up in a Tamil speaking environment. I grew up in Germany and obviously people don't speak Tamil there, but my dad was always very big on the Tamil language. And so growing up, I had to go to Tamil school. I had to learn reading, writing, Tamil, and I had to, participate in a lot of competitions. I had to do like Tamil speeches and had to write like Tamil essays and things like that. And so I was very lucky to being exposed to these types of texts very early on in my life. And obviously, I don't remember much anymore. And so for me, this is also kind of like rediscovering my identity and my heritage. But I do still remember a lot of Thirukkurals. Thirukkurals were really big. I had to memorize a lot of them growing up. So in this video, I want to talk about the Thirukkural. And so for those of you who have a Tamil background, know what a Thirukkural is because Thirukkural is like the Tamil text, right? But for those of you who don't know what a Thirukkural is, I'm just going to give a quick introduction to what it is about and how the book is kind of broken down. So the Thirukkural is a very classic Tamil language text. Thirukkural, if you translate that word by word, stands for sacred verses. It was written a long time ago. Scholars actually can't really agree on when exactly it was written. Some say 300 BCE, some say 300 CE. And so, all we can agree on it was written a long time ago. Surprisingly, also not a lot is known about the author, Thiruvallur, who wrote the Thirukkural. His life is kind of a mystery. A lot of sources say different things. So if any of you know a credible source that gives information about his life, please share that with me. I would really love to know. But we do know a lot about the Thirukkural itself. So the Thirukkural is a big book. It's a collection of poems, 1,330 to be exact. The book itself is broken down into three different books or kind of three different sections. And so the first book is called Aram, which translates to virtue. The second book is called Porul, which translates to wealth. And the third book is called Inbam, which translates to love. The whole book is broken down into 133 adhiharams, chapters, if you will. And every adhiharam, so every chapter has 10 Thirukkurals in them, so 10 poems in them. The poems themselves are two-liners, so in technical terms, it's like a couplet, and they consist of 7 words. So every Thirukkural consists of 7 words. And so today I would like to share the 100th Thirukkural with you. If you kind of followed the math earlier, the 100th Thirukkural would be the 10th chapter, so the 10th Adhiharam, which is called Iniyavai Kural, so which kind of translates to speak nicely. And so this is one of my favorite Thirukkurals, and I will tell you the Tamil one and then kind of the English translation that I found on the internet. இனிய உளவாக இன்னாத கூறல் கனி இருப்ப காய் கவர்ந்தட்டு. When sweet ones are at hand is to prefer raw fruit to ripe. So the literal meaning of this Thirukkural, this poem is, and I hope I'm getting that right. So there are so many nice words you could say to someone, and then there are so many nice words you could choose from, and you're still choosing those one or two not so nice things. That is comparable to picking the unripe fruit from a tree that has so many ripe and sweet fruits to offer, if that makes sense. So basically, the underlying message is choose the kind words over the not so kind words. I think that is packaged into such a sweet little poem, and I think that is a message we all should live by. So yeah, I hope you like this video about the Thirukkural, and I hope you like the example that I gave you. In the future, I'd love to share more Thirukkurals with you and other Tamil literature pieces. And of course, I will also continue to post my Tamil book videos whenever time permits, because time is a very limited resource in my life right now, as for many of you as well, I'm assuming, but I will definitely try my best. I hope you like this video and see you in the next one.